Hello, and welcome to Mark's Woodworking Challenges. I'm Mark, your host, and today we have a hand tool challenge. Specifically, today's video will be about Cabinetmaker's Rasp. In fact, you could probably say that today's video will be an ode to Cabinetmaker's Rasp because it's a tool that I really get a lot of enjoyment out of and get a lot of good use out of. What is a Cabinetmaker's Rasp? The typical example for woodworkers that's pretty well known is the Nicholson's 49 and 50. There are other brands out there with which I am not familiar, like the RU Rasp made in France. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm only familiar with the Nicholson brand, and that would be, I have a 50, a 43, and a 46. But we're not really here today to discuss the intimate nitty-gritty details of what distinguishes a Nicholson 43 from a 50 or a Nicholson from an RU or anything like that. What I'm really want to do today is illustrate what a great tool this is and why everybody should have at least one, if not two or three, in their toolbox. Okay, I don't really think you need like 20. You know, 2 or 3 basic models will probably suffice. So, just a little bit more for background. I'm sort of aiming this video at a person who has had no exposure to these tools. Someone who was probably just like me about 15 or 20 years ago. 15 or 20 years ago, I had one Rasp. One just like this. Probably everybody knows the one I'm talking about. Really coarse and rough cutting. And I thought that was what a Rasp was sort of supposed to be like. And I didn't know that there were more different kinds. I didn't really like using this thing. It's so rough cutting that it's not smooth. It tears off big chunks of wood. You wouldn't want it anywhere near a furniture project that is getting close to the end of construction, or for fear that you might damage it so badly that you have to start over. So I thought this was basically what a Rasp was all about. And then I happened to chance into the purchase of these other ones that I just referred to, the 43, the 46, and the 50, and it really opened my eyes. So I went from hating my coarse Rasp to loving Cabinetmaker's Rasp. And so, like I said, we're not going to go into differences between models or brands or anything like that. Today we're going to do a little demonstration to show just how nice these things can be to use. So let's get right to it. Okay, to illustrate the use of a Cabinetmaker's Rasp in a common operation, we're going to put a round corner on this scrap piece of walnut. Step number 1 is draw the round corner, and we put our circle template on the wood, sides touching the tangents, and we draw our circle. And there you have it. Simple as that. I'm using, in this case, a thick Sharpie. I wouldn't ordinarily do that, except
you know, on camera, I think it'll be easier to see. And so what we're going to do is make a round corner there, and using the rasp and a file. Now, you could start grinding on that with the rasp, but as much as I like rasp, Cabinetmaker's rasp, you know, you don't want to make extra work for yourself. So the first thing we're going to do is just cut the bulk of that corner off. And we're going to go off camera to do that, and we'll be right back. Okay, we've cut the corner off. You can see it's, you know, the circular line is still there, but we got rid of most of the waste. And now we're just going to start rasping. We sort of hit the high points first. Keeping an eye on our line. Working our way around the corner. And that's basically it. You can see we've pretty much, I left a little bit of the Sharpie on there so that you could see. So that's roughed out already, and then we're just going to take a file, and a file will put a magnificent surface on that corner. And that's it. That is just about darn near perfect. Let's pick it up, and you can see smooth, just as perfect as if you'd have made it with a power tool or anything else. Followed the corner very nicely. Just that fast and just that easy. And excellent results. What more could you ask?
Okay. We have rounded the corner of our test piece of walnut. And I hope you'll agree that that was about as easy to do with extremely nice results as it's possible to get. And so that's why I love my Cabinetmaker's rasp. And as I've said in the beginning, if you don't have one or two of these, you should seriously consider getting one or two of these. I love mine, and I know you'll love yours. So, that's enough for this video, I think. Without further ado, we'll see you next time on Mark's Woodworking Challenges.